What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, to say that there's been just a little tumult when it comes to Marvel Studios in their future Avengers films 5 and 6 would be the understatement of the century, and I think it has a lot more to do with Marvel Studios' confusion and lack of direction as to what they're doing with the story, more than Jonathan Majors and what happened last year with him now being removed from the role of Kang. And I think that's why everybody was shocked to find out, and only days ago, when coming from trusted industry insider Daniel RPK, the update was that as of now, the Avengers films are still on track to be released from their previous announcements, 2026 and Avengers Secret Wars in 2027, which, as hard as that is to believe, we've now confirmed they're actually going to start production on the very last day of this year on Avengers 5, trying to hit that 2026 release date. That being said, Daniel RPK has maintained, and since the beginning, that Kang would simply be a recast and still a part of Avengers 5 in the Multiverse story, even though his name was removed from the Avengers 5 title. Today we have a major update coming from the same industry insider as to what's going on with that character and when we should expect an announcement for a new Kang in the MCU. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, just about 2 months away. Again, all you gotta do be a sub, leave a comment. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so pretty simply put, when Jonathan Majors was removed from the role of Kang the Conqueror at the end of last year, that created two major divides. One in the fan base about whether or not Marvel Studios should just hire him back to keep playing Kang the Conqueror. The other in the industry insider and rumor mill arena, where people started to say that Marvel Studios would move away from Kang into a different villain like the Beyonder or Doctor Doom, and the flames of those rumors were fanned by articles like the one from Variety saying that Marvel Studios had already discussed doing that anyway because of the reaction to the box office for Quantumania. We've talked about that at length here at the channel. It wasn't Jonathan Majors' fault, and quite honestly, I'm in the group of people that think that they should either rehire him or move away from Kang completely because of the point of contention it's going to create if and when they do recast him. Speaking of which, certain industry insiders, like Daniel RPK, have been on the other part of the divide in the industry and rumor mill where they've said, no, Kang will always be a part of the multiverse story, and even in Avengers 5 after his name is removed from the title, but they are simply going to recast that character. Well, he has followed that up with a major update for Avengers 5. Just days ago, as I mentioned in the prologue, he said that they're still on target to hit 2026 and 2027, and his latest update came late last night, and this is what he said. Avengers 5 to film in 2025 in the UK. It will involve the multiverse, but will be more of a grounded film, and that a new Kang announcement is coming in the next few months. And look, while it's a completely separate story, Daniel RPK has his own track record, and we're going to talk about some of these plot points in just a second. It's worth noting that Giancarlo Esposito has just admitted that he is playing some future Marvel role, and now we're hearing that a recast for Kang is on the horizon. And while other recent rumors tied him to perhaps the villain in Blade or even the upcoming MCU Norman Osborn, I have to admit that while I didn't at first think that this would be the connection, I can't stop thinking it now, that Giancarlo Esposito is actually going to be the recast for Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror, an older version of the character. Now, whether or not this means he's going to be a variant of the Beyonder or some of the other rumors we had heard up until now, we'll wait and see, but it actually does make, honestly, a lot of sense and is a preferred choice over some of the other names that we had heard that came out and from Daniel RPK as possibles that Marvel Studios was looking at. I think this makes more sense than any of those, and so while I still think they should have just rehired Jonathan Majors or never fired him in the first place, I also think that this is probably one of the best case scenarios, and we already know Giancarlo Esposito is a proven commodity as a villain. Now, I'm on record at the channel over the last 6 years saying the same thing, and I know I've said it recently or within the last month during a video, but I hate when this happens, when you see someone who takes the villain role like Gus Fring that's legendary, and then he just keeps taking the exact same role, but now in Star Wars and Disney. I mean, let's face it, when Pedro Pascal, Reed Richards faces off against Kang the Conqueror, Giancarlo Esposito, is it not going to be exactly like Din Djarin facing off against Moff Gideon? Isn't it the exact same thing? Seriously, there are 4 people in Hollywood, and they keep getting all of the roles, and while I'm only kind of kidding, and it does jar me that he just keeps getting all of the villain roles if this ends up being true, of all the things that could have happened, some of the names that came up, they're not going to rehire Jonathan Majors. I actually think that this is a win for Marvel Studios only because of the proven commodity that they're getting. I can picture him as Kang the Conqueror, and I think that that would work to definitely play up the seriousness, or at least the tone, the style of what's going to happen in these Avengers films. Now, knowing that it's going to be more of a grounded story, but only involve the beginnings of the multiverse and for the Avengers, I think really changes what we can expect from that team. And it sort of makes me wonder about the Kang the Conqueror character, as multiversal as he's always been represented, if we would just see him basically on our Earth in 616 and not really the Avengers or the cast traveling. Still have it be adjacently part of the multiverse saga, but not really feature in multiple scenes and parts of the multiverse, which they've already started to do in multiple films. Obviously, Spider-Man No Way Home, the recent with the Marvels, Quantumania, you guys get it. I don't have to rehash the MCU in Phase 4 or Phase 5, but this is what I think is worth pointing out. We've seen Kang in multiple places, like the TVA, outside of time, in different timelines, even in the quantum realm, but we haven't really seen him interacting with present-day Earth in the 616. So that's what I think they mean by a grounded film taking place on Earth. And that being said, while the beginning of Phase 4 featured a lot of the 616 Earth main timeline, they have been all over the place as we've gotten into late Phase 5. Think about it with Loki Season 2, Quantumania, even the Marvels went to the multiverse. Quantumania was mostly in the quantum realm, and Guardians of the Galaxy was mostly in space. So they haven't really been spending a lot of time present day 616 Earth. We're going to start that in the new Captain America film, continue with the Thunderbolts, and it sounds like they want to take that same vibe into the first Avengers team before you get all the Avengers scattered across time and space with films like Shang-Chi 2, The Wreckage of Time, Doctor Strange, Insanity. You guys get it. There's going to be a lot of that going on towards the end of the Multiverse saga. Why not spend some time building the team on Earth so that you've got one before we get into all the craziness? But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Do you like Giancarlo Esposito as Kang? Does it seem to make sense? And only because of the synchronicity of these reports coming out that we've got an announcement coming soon and he's playing a mysterious role. And as I said when we heard that Giancarlo Esposito news, guys, keep this in mind. It had to be for an immediate role, something that's on the immediate purview of them casting, because they're not really casting for the X-Men or anything that's years out at this point. It's something they needed in this year for a production, like say Avengers 5. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. In fact, we just announced a brand new winner a couple of videos ago. That's our video covering Nova. I'll make sure to link it at the end of this if you haven't checked that winner announcement out. But we're also giving one away for every official Marvel release throughout the year. So Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Agatha, whatever they've ended up naming it, Deadpool and Wolverine, Eyes of Wakanda, whatever else Marvel releases and throughout this year. With each release, we'll do a PlayStation 5 giveaway, and when we get closer to Deadpool and Wolverine, we'll start giving away tickets to see that as well. If you want to be entered or for any of the official giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules always have and always will apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos that you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced in the videos at the end of videos, like we did just days ago, live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen. We then verify the account. It'll always be done that way, so please stay safe, stay vigilant, especially here on YouTube. If you should ever get a spammer comment trying to make you pay for shipping, keep in mind, content creators don't do that. Just go ahead and report that comment directly to YouTube. They are very fast about deleting it and then suspending the account. And then not only have you removed that comment from said content creator's page, but you've removed that commenting account from everyone that they've commented that spam comment on. You are doing everybody such a service at the community. And while they've left my channel alone for quite a while, they are still targeting this corner of the internet, or rather some of my friends' content creation pages. And I feel like a PSA just helps keep everybody safe. Again, keep in mind, no content creator will ever tell you in a comment that you've won, and certainly will never, ever, ever charge you for shipping. It's just a scam, so keep that in mind and never give out your information on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places: Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name Allfires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.